Before vaccines existed, what did they used to give you? Colloidal silver, guys. This is what you use to fight flus, to fight viruses. You can take it internally and it will go into the body and help to heal even organs. You can put it on top of your skin to heal skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis. It even treats herpes 1 and herpes 2. Today I'm going to talk about how to make the Anunnaki elixir of life. If you don't know, there is an actual Sumerian tablet that talks about the elixir that the Anunnaki would mix. Now, the elixir of life was a combination of several things. One of them was colloidal silver. And colloidal silver was first brought to humans by Thoth the Atlantean. He talked about this over 30,000 years ago, the benefits and health benefits of colloidal silver and what it can do for the human body. So this is very ancient information. It made it into the mainstream, into the more modern time frame. Before vaccines existed, what did they used to give you? Colloidal silver, guys. This is what you use to fight flus, to fight viruses, also to fight pneumonia, to fight bacteria infections, skin infections. And it's a real amazing product. You can take it internally and it will go into the body and help to heal even organs. You can put it on top of your skin to heal skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis. It even treats herpes 1 and herpes 2, which is pretty amazing because that seems to be a real big problem right now. In modern times, people are still dealing with something like that, and this actually can treat it. And what happens is it has nanoparticles, suspended nanoparticles in distilled water. These nanoparticles are tiny, very much smaller than the size of an actual cell in your body. And they're able to penetrate the cell wall, and when they get into the cell, they kill viruses and bacteria on contact, the dangerous things in your cells. Keeping your cells healthy is keeping you healthy. That's what you have to remember. The monatomic gold. Monatomic gold. Why monatomic gold? It's an aurum. Now, the evidence of this has been found in temples all over Egypt, pyramid structures, altars. In ancient times, they would take the monatomic gold, they would take this aurum, this powder, this gold powder, and combine it with distilled water, and they would actually drink it. They would actually combine and drink this. Why? Because, first of all, gold has a lot of phenomenal benefits to it. It goes inside the body, and it actually can heal organs from different illnesses and sicknesses. But the biggest benefit of monatomic gold is that gold is an electrical conductor. And the thing that's amazing about gold is it doesn't lose any amount of energy on the transmission from point A to point B. Now, if you take a standard copper wire, for example, and you put electricity in on one end, even with insulation, you're not going to get the same exact amount of electricity on the other end. Why? Because of something called friction. And the friction that it takes, that energy to travel along that line, it dissipates. So by the time you get to the end, you lost some power. The same thing happens with our thought processes, with our brains and our neurological system, the neurological processes in the human body. You are literally operating from this electrical component, this electrical biological component in your head called your brain. Now, in your brain, every thought that you think, and you're thinking thousands of thoughts a minute, they generate these things called synapses in between two neurons. These neurons don't actually touch. They're nanometers apart, and then the synapse jumps from one neuron to the next. Now, the speed of those neurons determines how fast you're capable of thinking on your feet, literally. When you drink alcohol, for example, or you take a drug that makes you high, something called a downer or alcohol, it slows down the speed of the synapses. That's why people are acting like they can't walk and they can't talk and they stumble and they can't drive. When you're drunk or you're high, it's because the synapses between the neurons has actually slowed down. You slowed them down with the chemical. What this does, monatomic gold, it speeds up the synapses in between your neurons. Why? Because it powers electricity. It makes the electricity jump faster. This increases your recall capability. This is very important stuff because what happens is when you're thinking about something, it's all about your recall capability. When you have to think about something, when I'm doing lectures, presentations, when I'm talking on all these TV shows, my recall capability is impeccable. I have the recall capability. It's almost as if I'm reading it directly out of a book, but it's coming right from my mind in real time. I attribute that to taking this for almost 30 years, monatomic gold. I've been taking almost 30 years monatomic gold in combination with colloidal silver, okay? And so I'm gonna do a quick mix today and show you what we have here, because I have my kettle of hot tea here. Let me just grab my cup. Hold on a second, guys. This is what I do every day. I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do when I wake up is I do a meditation. I do my meditation typically about 30 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer. 45 minutes is like a really, really good meditation, but on average, I would say about 30-minute meditation. Then I get up and I do some stretching. The next thing I do, I get a cup, I get a lemon, I squeeze the lemon into my cup. I like to do a half of a lemon. Whatever I don't use, if I think there's enough juice left in it, I just put it back in a Ziploc bag and save it for another day, okay? I take my kettle with my hot water, not too hot, but hot enough. I add some aloe, okay? Just organic, non-GMO aloe juice, just a little bit. I take my monatomic gold, I give it 4 squirts. That's about a good tablespoon size right there. And then I take my colloidal silver and about a tablespoon as well. Let that steep. And you got yourself a phenomenal alkaline drink here that's gonna heal the body, heal your skin, make your skin look incredible. Guys, I'm telling you, drink this every single day for 30 years. I usually take it on an empty stomach as well, because I like for it to go directly into my bloodstream and get into my body. I don't want to eat first and then drink this stuff. I want it to go right into my body with an empty stomach. Another thing that I do with the colloidal silver is I'll put it in my nostrils. Okay, I put it in my nostrils because it kills viruses. So I do this 3 times a day to keep my immune system up. The monatomic gold, I take it in the mornings only, and it's a great drink. Tastes great. Actually, when you get done drinking it, you don't feel as hungry as you normally would. Typically, I'll have some berries. I like blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries for breakfast, and a cup of Jamaican coffee, Jamaican mountain coffee, because that coffee is naturally alkaline. Most coffees are not alkaline, but that particular kind of coffee is alkaline. So I drink that coffee. But just give you a quick synopsis again. The Anunnaki, what they would do was they would mix these 2 things together. Specifically, they never mentioned aloe, they never mentioned lemon, but they did mention these 2 things mixed together into something called the elixir of life. But right now, this is what I've been doing for a very, very long time. To me, I feel like it works great. I've only had 8 colds in my entire life. In my entire life, since I've been born on this planet, I've only had 8 colds. And I really attribute that, to these products right here. I highly recommend them. And this is part of the Anunnaki elixir of life. One of the reasons why they were always able to heal themselves internally and externally, why they were always healthy. They used to make this what they call the heroes of old. This is what they used to call it. The heroes of old would drink the elixir of life. And these are the products that I use. So I use the aloe, colloidal silver, and the monatomic gold. Monatomic gold, incredible stuff for the brain matter. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, the brain matter. If you're struggling with remembering things, if you're trying to keep your recall capabilities up, if you're feeling like you're not as sharp as you used to be, you need to get on monatomic gold. It's gonna speed up this thing like you wouldn't believe. Just try this for about a week or 2 and then read some books. And then try to remember what you read. Try to study some content and then try to recall that content. And you're gonna be like, wow, my memory has gone like incredibly up.